Hey guys, it's me Stace. Today I want to share with you my design team project for Maymay Made It. And today we're making this really cute K-cup holder. Isn't that fun? And pretty easy to do. Alright, so the first thing you'll need for the base of the holder is a piece of cardstock. This is 8.5 inches by 9. Same color cardstock, 4.5 by 4.5. Same color, 1.5 by 1.5. Then we have our white pieces. You'll want 2 of those. They both measure 4.25 by 4.25. This one is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. 2 that measure 1 3/4 by 2. An itty bitty one that is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So the first thing we're going to do is take our large piece and do some scoring. I'm using my Cricut trimmer to do that. Open that up. So now we have it on the, I'm going to start first with the 9-inch side. So I'm lining it up with my trimmer at the 9 inches, make sure I'm on the right edge. Take my bone folder. And we're going to score this at 2 inches. Again at 4 1/4. And again, this is on the 9-inch side. So 2 inches, 4 1/4, 6 1/4, and then our last one will be at 8.5. Get that lined up. Close that. Alright, now we're going to be turning around, working on the 8.5 inch side. We're going to score this one at 2 inches. Get it lined up there. 2 inches. And again at 6.5. So 2 inches, 6.5. Get that one lined up. Close that. Okay, we're done with that. Set that aside. Now we want to do some cutting. So we have our 4 corners. We're going to go in and cut the 4 corners out. So we have 2 small ones. Just cut it on the score marks and remove that section. Do the same for this corner. Okay, get rid of that one. And we have the other corners here. So all 4 corners get taken out. And then we have this corner. You can just cut on the score marks and remove all 4 of the corners. Okay, looks like that. Now we have these side score marks. You want to go and take your scissors and cut on those as well. And we have 3 flaps. You want to take the center flap and cut a sliver out of it on the side. Just like that. And do the same on this one. Does not need to be straight. As you can see, mine's not. Okay, that looks like that. Flip it over and do the same thing on this side. So again, you're going to cut on the score marks. Same for this one. Then the middle flap, we're going to cut some off the edges. This just helps the box to go together a little bit easier with less bulk. Do the same for this one. Alright, we are done with the scoring and the cutting. Take your bone folder. I'm going to first finger press all the score marks you made to kind of get them started. Then go into my bone folder and give all these a nice crease. This one. And our last one there's a little flap. Okay, now we have the sides. Again, just kind of finger press them to get them going. Then you can take your bone folder across all 3. Okay, lay all them down. Take your bone folder. Alright, so now we have what looks like this. So if you have it facing you, and you have the flap, the small 1/2 inch flap, you want that side facing you. I'm using the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. What I did first is just cut out 2 pieces out of a brown cardstock. I'm going to take my glue. I'm using art glitter glue. Just put a little bit of glue on that one and on this one. We're going to use this as a guide so we can make sure we're punching where we want to punch and make sure we're straight. you don't have this, maybe you can find something in your house you can trace that's about the same size. Oh, open that up. Now we're going to go and line this up with the circles we just laid down. And then punch it out. And then do the same for this one. Line that up. And punch. Okay. Get rid of the frillies we have there. So now we have our holder. We're going to flip it over, put down the center flaps, put your glue on those guys. And again, I'm using the art glitter glue. I do like this glue a lot. I think it's a really strong glue for boxes. So I'm just lining up the flap there, just bring it around to create the box. So I'm taking the front flap, lining it up on the bottom. Give me a little squish. Just going there with my fingers, just press that on each side. Okay, looks like that. Now we have these flaps. Gonna put glue on these guys. I've seen a lot of tutorials for this type of box. Some of them have one holder for the K-cup, some of them have 4 to where you can double them. You can certainly do that. I just found one I liked and kind of went with that one. So this is not my original design. I can't take credit for it. Okay, line that one up. Do the same for this one, lining up at the bottom. Just like that. I'm going to kind of go in there and just press on it. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to put this little flap down, put glue on it. This makes a really great gift for a coworker or a hostess. Probably really good for craft fairs as well. Just kind of pinch that. I'm going to carefully flip it over. And again, just take my fingers and press on that flap we just glued down to make sure that sticks really well. Okay, and our box is done. Now, for the stamps that I'm using, appropriately enough, I'm using the Cuppa Cuppa. We'll be using the large cup here, the little sleeve, the coffee bean, and the greeting that says, "Let's share a Cuppa Cuppa." So what I did on the white pieces, I did stamp one of them. Oops. All over. I stamped that one, this one here. I'm going to stamp this one with you guys. And the bean is on my little block somewhere around here. There we go. And I'm just using this Stampin' Up! Tip Top Taupe ink. It's kind of like a mix between a brown and a gray. And we're just going to ink this little bean all over our white. Of course, you can use a pattern paper if you'd like as well to eliminate this step. But I do like creating my own paper. You want to make sure you rotate the stamp or your paper so you're not creating a pattern. Stamp off as well. Alright, probably one more right there. Okay, so all 3 of our pieces are done. We have our 2 side panels, the front panel, and the back piece. I'm going to take the other white and I'm going to grab the itty bitty happy face that's in the same stamp set, same ink. I'm going to stamp that in the bottom right hand corner just for a little bit of something on the back side. Alright, so while we're here, let's go and stamp our greeting while we're here. And again, this says, "Let's share a Cuppa Cuppa." This does not fit perfectly on this little piece, so I'm going to kind of stamp it on an angle a little bit to make sure it kind of fits. Okay? Alright, I believe we're done with our stamping. Actually, we're not. We'll come back to that. Alright, let's go and start assembling the box. So we have our panels, and you'll see here on the box where the top is, one end has the flap, one end is folded. I want the folded end toward the front. So I'm going to put my piece on that part. Okay, just line that up in the middle the best you can. Give that a good little squish. Alright, now we'll do the sides. And the cardstock I'm using is the Cricut brand of cardstock. Not the most durable, but it'll do. Alright, so line that one up on the side. Give it a little rub, make sure the glue stays. Then we have the other side. Okay, line that up. So we have the front and the side panels on. Now we have that piece of gray that's 4.5 by 4.5. This is our back panel. I'm going to take the We Are Memory Keepers corner chopper. It has the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. I'm using the 1/4 inch side, just punching on the top. Do the same for our other white pieces. Just stamp one or punch out one side. Okay. Now we're going to take this and glue this to this piece. You know, like I said, I've seen a few tutorials on this. Some of them make the entire thing, the back included, out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And you can certainly do that. You can just go on YouTube and type in K-cup holder, and there's a whole bunch that come up. I like this one because I'm able to really make the back panel more durable by adding more cardstock to it. And plus, if I screw it up, I'm only screwing up this part versus the whole entire box. So that's why it's kind of in two pieces. All right, let's bring this one over here. That little happy face, he kind of winks at you. He's super cute. All right, now we have this piece. Now to kind of line it up, I'm going to take it the way it would be assembled. Okay, like that. Just lining it up at the bottom. And just taking a pen and just putting a little line there. And I'm going to apply my sticky strip there. And I get this also from Maymay Made It. Take this. It's a really, really strong adhesive. You can, of course, use the art glitter glue here, but I recommend a strong adhesive because this is the back panel. You can also come in here and punch a hole out if you want to create a handle. Oops. You can see this part will be covered, so you don't want you to stamp the entire thing. I'm going to do for good measure, one in the middle. Take my bone folder and give all that a little rub. I do find by rubbing with my bone folder, it makes the paper backing come off a little bit easier. Of course, if you have fingernails, it probably comes off really easy, but I don't have them. Okay, 2 more to go. And this cute, it is time consuming, but it's such a cute little gift. All right, so now I have the sticky side facing me, the box facing me. I'm just gonna hold this and just bring my box to it, and then just give it a good press. So I'm going to go in with my fingers and little holes and just really, really push that down. There you have it, our little K-cup holder. All right, now you want to set aside a piece of white and a piece of gray to do our extra stamping. And I have the large cup on a block. I'm going to take that same taupey ink I've been using, ink that up. We're going to stamp that down. I'm going to take the sleeve, ink that up in the ink, stamp that on the gray. All right, we can close these guys up. Now we're going to go ahead and fussy cut these out. If the word fussy cut just scares you, don't, because her stamps I've mentioned before, they're super easy to fussy cut. You can see they're all clean lines, you're not going around little loops or anything, so it's pretty easy. Worst case scenario, you mess up and try it again. Alright, so just go ahead and cut around the cup. I'm leaving some of the brown ink show on the outside. Okay, this little lip up here. And I finished it off by going around the top. Yeah, I think these would sell really nicely at a craft fair. Okay, so we have that one done. See, pretty easy. I'm going to do this one as well. And this one I'm just going to cut on the line. You know, you can also take this piece and run it through a crimper so it looks more like one of them crimply sleeves. All right, take your glue. If I want to glue this side I didn't draw on or I didn't stamp on. Okay, we're going to just glue this down to that. Get it where you want it. We're going to go ahead and flip it over and just cut off any extra that we have. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and pop it up. I'm using these little foam squares. I'm gonna use 5 of them. So 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and then 1 in the middle. Okay, give them a squish. Take the backing off. Okay, I'm going to take this and put it on our holder on the top of the back panel, how you like it. And now we have our greeting. We have this piece here. Now I probably lost my greeting. Oh, here it is here. I'm not going to put foam squares on this one. I'm leaving this one flat on the back panel. But again, if you want to pop it up, you could. All right, just get them guys lined up. Or you can go crooked. I always say that. If you don't want to go straight, certainly go crooked. You know, you can always make it go crooked versus trying to get it straight, you know. All right, that one's going to go right here. A little bit of angle. Isn't that cute? All right, now to finish it off, I'm going to take some of this jute twine. Before I do that, then I'm going to put my pin back on my art glitter glue. I'm going to go ahead and cut just a chunk of this off. Now because it isn't a coil, I'm going to take my bone folder and just go against it. That sometimes helps make it not so curly. I'm going to lay this down. If you want to, you can also add ribbon. Bring this over, and we're going to tie a bow. And I want the bow to be kind of off on one side or more to the side versus being in the center. Just get it nice and tight. Now when you press down here, you'll see your box might cave in. It's fine, it'll pop right back out. Alright, so just tie a bow the best you can here. And I'm going to fix my loops. I think I may need to retry that bow. Yeah. Wasn't happy with that one, so we're going to try it again. Nice and tight. Make a loop. The other loop. Okay, a little better maybe. Alright, gonna fix the loops how you like them. I can fiddle with bows all day long. Alright, so I'm just gonna pulling and pulling. Pulling this way, pulling that way. Alright, I think we're good. Take your scissors, gonna cut some of the tails off. Okay, not fun. I'm just gonna go around and just make sure it's all straight. Super cute. All I need you to do now is fill it with your little K-cups. How fun, right? So pretty simple. So there we have this one. We have this one here. I made another one using a different color theme. This was just using the same gray and a cream color. So you can see just by changing the color of the cardstock, it does change the look of the box, but pretty simple. All right, guys, there you have it. Any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.